Right, welcome ladies and gents. This is our first look at Indiana Jones 5 proper. And our information courtesy of Empire Online. It's actually a really decent article. And some of this stuff I really like the look of. I know there's been rumours and rumblings that there's been like 6 versions of this film, test screenings, and that it's bad, etc. I'm going to cover this as if that sort of just isn't really here, if that makes sense. Because we don't know whether that is the case or not. Mangold has flat out denied that that's the case. And, you know, what I had heard about this film sort of contradicts some of those elements that had now been rumoured. But then they did go back to reshoots. So I don't want to get too into it. I want to just look at this as its own thing. Just for this video's sake. However, first things first, Mads Mikkelsen, as sort of our villainous Nazi anyway, looks great. And what I mean by this as well is like the composition of the shot. I mean, this is just a still frame. But it does look very good. It does look very good. Still frame, lighting's great, costume's great. It's very indie. It is very indie. You know, and I grew up on Indiana Jones. I really like Indiana Jones. So here we have some things. Indiana Jones hates more than snakes is Nazis. Of course it is. Ever since Raiders of the Lost Ark, Harrison Ford's hero has been fighting Hitler's hordes. And that's always what it's been. And it's nice that it finally goes back there. So, Empire can reveal that Indiana Jones 5 finds our hero in 1969 living against the backdrop of the space race, which we had rumours about this anyway. And also, semi-rumoured then initially confirmed. But the American effort to beat the Russians to the moon brings with it some uncomfortable truths for Indy. The simple fact is that the moon landing program was run by a bunch of ex-Nazis. This is the co-writer of Indiana Jones 5, Jez Butterworth tells Empire. How ex they are is the question, and it gets up Indy's nose. Pitching Indiana as a man always looking to the secrets of the Earth rather than the stars. Into the era of the astronaut finds him even more a man out of time. It's not just that the model of what a hero is has completely changed, says Butterworth. It's not just that they're looking for something where there's nothing up there. It's like Reno without the gambling, or whatever his line is. But the people that are behind it are, you know, his sworn enemies. It's good that this is getting back to our basics. It's really, really good. So, Mads Mikkelsen's villainous Voller. Again, we have him above. I really like the look of that. I think that's cool. And Mads Mikkelsen's great. Inspired partly by real-life Nazi turned NASA engineer Werner von Braun, he's a man who would like to correct some of the mistakes of the past, teases Mikkelsen of Voller. There's something that could make the world a much better place to live in. He would love to get his hands on it. Indiana Jones wants to get his hands on it as well. And so we have a story. Now, there was some rumour that this was going to be the sort of time-travelling Belle. Who knows? I heard that that wasn't the case from my source. But then sometimes these sources like to throw you off a little bit as well. Depending on how much is actually sort of leaked versus what they want you to know. And they went back for reshoots, so who knows. This is a cool photo. Boyd Holbrook's nefarious Kleber. So apparently he's a lapdog to Mads, and a crazy one at that, Boyd Holbrook says. So Empire states it's a story that blends facts, fiction, fedoras, and fascists, including a major action set piece set at the Apollo 11 ticker tape parade in New York, thrown to celebrate the astronauts on 13th of August 1969. The sequence not only sees Boyd Holbrook's nefarious Kleber caught up in the middle of the historic celebration, see above, but also provided the inspiration for Empire's exclusive subscriber cover art. Who cares? Don't give a shit about that. And this, I think this was in Glasgow, if I remember rightly. They did this in Scotland, which is pretty cool. And this is the Empire set piece. That looks cool. Doesn't that look cool? The art piece, that's great. And this is an action set piece at the parade in New York. So I wonder, looking at this, what happens. I mean, burst of energy, light, power source, etc. It's pretty interesting. So prepare to discover more about the past, present and future of Indiana Jones with more exclusives to come, blah, blah, blah. Look, it looks cool, you know. Harrison Ford looks good. Good to see him here. Legend. There was some more information here, which is courtesy of our man himself, our hero himself. So it's not just that the model of what a hero is completely changed. This is Butterworth's, you know. It's not that they're looking for something. There's nothing up there, blah, blah, blah. Sworn enemies. And then we get our comments directly from Harrison Ford, right? So the story is one of the legendary Harrison Ford hints is full of adventure, full of laughs, full of real emotion, and it's complex and it's sneaky. The shooting of it was tough and long and arduous, but I'm very happy with the film that we have. And this is a great look as well, actually. This looks really, really good. All of these shots are well composed. Whatever you think of Mangold as a person, he can make a good looking film. And this does look really good. Looks very, very good. There's not that much more information in this article, unfortunately. Now they did say about Steven Spielberg and things like that. So for Mangold, oh, that's all moving all over the place. So excitement, laughs, etc. We've had that, and then we have it here. So for Mangold, it was all about the challenge of making a final Indiana Jones film. It became really important to me to figure out how to make this a movie about a hero at sunset, he says. Noting that he steered the film further in that direction, the issues I brought up about Indy's age were not things I thought were being addressed in the material being developed at the time. There were old jokes, but the material itself wasn't about it. To me, whatever your greatest liability, you should fly straight towards that. If you try to pretend it's not there, you end up getting slings and arrows the whole way. I quite like that as a response to do with his age. I don't think that's too bad at all, actually. I think it's a pretty decent statement there. There's not actually that much else. That was kind of just it, really. But I like the look of it all. It looks great. It looks really, really good. And Mads Mikkelsen, he needs to be in more things. Mads is just so bloody good. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing this as an indie fan, but also I'm not an idiot, and I do know that the likelihood of this being good is unfortunately not massively high. But look, stranger things have happened. So let me know what you guys think down below. Cheers, guys. Take care.